General Hospital spoilers revealed desperate moves, deep suspicions, shocking revelations, and so much more. You won't want to miss a moment of this emotional episode. Knowing that everyone thinks Ned Wally Kurth is the one who tipped off the SEC to Carly, Laura Wright, and Drew's Cameron Matheson, insider trading mess gives Nina Cynthia Watrous some food for thought. She doesn't like someone else taking the fall for something she did and wants to make Olivia, Lisa Locicero, feel better, so why not plant the idea in Olivia's head that the feds are really after Sonny, Morris Bernard, and not Drew and Carly at all? Olivia is intrigued by this prospect because she wants to trust Ned, so Nina suggests that Olivia help her learn if the Sonny angle is true, telling her there is only one way to find out. As for Drew, he pays a visit to Sam, Kelly Monaco, and Scout Cosette Abenant, and tells her that the less she knows about the SEC investigation, the better. This only serves to worry Sam. At the hospital, Sonny and Carly confer about Willow's, Caitlin McMullen, plight, and the whole SEC mess. He still thinks Carly should give the feds information on him. He at least wants her to agree she is going to fight these charges as hard as she can. Meanwhile, Diane Carolyn Hennessy does Sonny's bidding and goes to Robert Tristan Rogers to find out what the feds might know and if anyone tipped them off at all. Diane seems pleased with what Robert tells her, but does the conversation turn to a more personal nature? Victor's Charles Shaughnessy still hasn't been read, and it looks like Laura Jenny Francis is gracious enough to host the event. Victor made sure those closest to him or even not so close to him got invitations, and we'd make a bet he is as dramatic about these things as Helena was. Alexis, Nancy Lee Gran, and Anna Finola Hughes are there to see what Victor left them, and even Spencer looks like he was bequeathed something. Did Victor leave them anything of value, or does he just lead everyone on a new mystery? The General Hospital recap features Willow Tate wondering if someone donating their bone marrow to her was a gift. In this episode, Willow had a support system with her as she started the bone marrow transplant. Carly managed to get Jocelyn to join her, although Jocelyn didn't want to see Michael. Nina tried to get information about Willow, but stayed away and had a weird conversation with Diane. Ned vowed to make Olivia trust him again, and Drew tried to get dirt on Tracy out of Brooklyn. Now let's dig a little deeper into the details. Willow, Caitlin McMullen, remained in her isolation room as her transfusion of bone marrow began with Michael, Chad Duell, and the kids watching from the window. Michael felt helpless, but Taj Bello, told him there was nothing they could do for Willow except be there for her. Sasha, Sophia Matson, soon arrived to be a support as well, and the bone marrow procedure proceeded slowly. Michael assured Willow via phone that everything would turn out okay. Willow asked to talk to Sasha and asked her what mother she could cry out for if she died. The one who murdered people and got her raped by a cult leader, or the one who just didn't like her very much as an adult. Sasha just tried to get Willow to stop thinking about dying. After Michael called Willow one more time, the transplant began. Carly, Laura Wright, was surprised when Drew Cameron Matheson decided to dig up dirt on Tracy Jane Elliott, rather than be at the hospital when Willow has her transplant. Sonny, Morris Bernard, was still there with Carly, and she assured him she and Drew would not go down without a fight. That's when Jocelyn Eden McCoy arrived in the kitchen and was not happy to see Sonny at all. Carly wondered why Jocelyn was asking Sonny for favors the other day, but neither Sonny nor Jocelyn would tell her. After Sonny left, Carly informed Jocelyn that Sonny and Mama, Cynthia Watrous, were engaged but quickly dropped the subject so they could get to the hospital. Jocelyn surprised Carly when she told her that she and Michael had a fight, so she might not want to go. Carly asked what the fight was about, but Jocelyn changed the subject back to Sonny and Nina. Carly admitted the engagement was a relief because she is with Drew now and could have a clean break. Finally, Carly managed to get Joss to tell her that she went to Sonny and asked him to fire Dex, Evan Hofer. But Sonny said Dex would have to ask to be fired himself. When that convo ended, Carly convinced Jocelyn to come with her to the hospital and just pretend she and Michael didn't argue. Nina was also worried about Willow, but couldn't get the hospital to give her any information about Willow's condition. Soon, Diane Carolyn Hennessy stopped by to see Sonny but congratulated Nina on her engagement first. Nina did her best to make friends with Diane, who told her to just settle for cordial. Nina took that as a sign to give Diane some friendly advice about not making her job her entire life. Nina came outright and asked if there was anyone special in Diane's life, and Diane didn't want to say. In fact, she wanted Nina to butt out of her life because she doesn't tell personal information to people she is only cordial to. Sunny soon returned home and the SEC became the topic of conversation. Nina was shocked when Sunny told her the government wanted Carly to turn on Sunny. Nina thought Carly would be tempted to do it, but Sunny didn't think so for a second. Carly said she'd never give the feds evidence, and that was enough for Sunny. When Diane and Sunny had their own talk about the case, Sunny was more convinced than ever the feds are trying to get to him via Carly and Drew. Sunny just wanted Diane to see if she could get any information out of Robert. As for Robert Tristan Rogers, he and Anna, Finola Hughes, met for a meal at the Metro Court, so Anna could see what the heck was going on with Holly. Robert was forced to tell her that Holly, Emma Sams, left town to make enough money to pay off Ethan's, James Ryan debts. He explained that they said final farewells this time, but he still felt horrible that he couldn't support her endeavors. Anna then wanted to talk about his feelings for Diane. The Quartermain clan was happy that Brooke Lynn, Amanda Seton, and Chase, Josh Swickard, were back together, but Ned, Wally Kurth, also wanted good news for himself and begged Olivia to believe he really didn't tip off the SEC about Drew and Carly. Drew soon entered the living room to goad Ned and accuse him some more. Ned defended himself again, and round they went with no real change. Drew finally realized Tracy was holding something over Brooke Lynn's head and urged her to spill. When all was said and done, Olivia still believed Ned was the culprit, so Ned went after her to try and convince her otherwise once again. Olivia even told Ned that Carly wanted her to kick him out of the house, but she still didn't believe him. It took a little more time, but Ned finally got Olivia to listen, as he promised he would earn back her trust. Later, after Nina made her way to work, she and Olivia chatted about the engagement, and Olivia mentioned that Carly was mad that she didn't kick Ned to the curb for what he allegedly did to her and Drew. Olivia admitted that Ned denies culpability, but Nina was surprised he was even a suspect. She then threw the scent off Ned by telling Olivia Sunny just thinks the feds want him and not Carly. Charles Shaughnessy made his final appearance recently as the late supervillain Victor Cassadine on General Hospital's May 8, 2023 episode. It is a soap, so final is never really final. After all, Victor has already been killed off twice. At a recent fan event hosted by Coastal Entertainment, Shaughnessy and castmate James Patrick Stewart Ballantyne reveled in Cassadine's wild ride. Pao Penglis, Tony, Days of Our Lives, originated the role of Victor Cassadine in 1981. The character went to prison and was thought to be dead, only to return in 2014. During that run, he was killed off again. But in September of 2021, Victor showed up alive and well as Dr. Liesl Obrecht's Kathleen Gaddy, captor, this time played by the Daytime Emmy Award-winning actor Charles Shaughnessy. Ex-Shane, D.Y.S.C. for Shaughnessy, the Cassadine patriarch was the role of a lifetime. Victor is such a great character, the actor exclaimed. He's such a bad man, but with a great sort of smile. He's like always smiling, but he's got a knife in his hand. The actor described just how dastardly the villain was. He definitely didn't just cross the line. He leapt over the line, and it just got worse and worse and worse, until finally it was like, oh my goodness. Even I was saying to co-star Stewart, bury this guy, James. He's been a delight, Shaughnessy shared with the fans. He let everyone know what fun it was to play Victor and his admiration for the cast and crew of General Hospital. And the people? James will tell you that the cast of actors, the ensemble of actors on that show, are just so terrifically talented and professional and imaginative, but also really nice. The veteran soap actor noted, despite the stellar cast, there were no overblown egos on the set. There isn't a sort of out-of-control ego among them, which is not always the case, especially in a cast that size, he said. At least I never saw it. So it's been a real joy, I have to say, I've just loved it. James Patrick Stewart couldn't say enough good things about his co-star. He was just phenomenal. And there have been times when I've been on the set with you. Honest to God, Charles, and I watch you go on with your monologue and how effortless you make it. One particular scene stood out for Stuart, and he shared it with his castmate during the Zoom. You had me on my knees just before you shot Anna, monologuing that wonderful monologue. He described how everyone on stage was in awe of the performance. There wasn't anybody on that set that wasn't just eating popcorn. Stuart remembered his thoughts during those moments. Look at him go. Look at him go. The actor said he'd think during the action. A talented actor in his own right, Stuart was truly moved by his co-star's performance. I usually tried to stay in character, but one of the thoughts that popped in my head was, well, there goes my Emmy nomination next year. Shaughnessy won over fans playing the big bad legacy character, dazzling and shocking them sometimes in the same breath. With the reading of Accusations coming up, time will tell if this is the last we see of Victor Cassadine or the actor who brought him back to life.